Hi, my name's Luke and I'm a physics teacher. Today I'm going to show you a couple of apps that can radically increase the speed of your labs and improve your students' accuracy. Towards the beginning of my school year, I like to do a very simple investigation over gravity. I just ask my students to investigate how does the height that you drop an object from affect the time it takes to fall. Now there are so many pitfalls waiting for kids in this simple lab, ranging from the heights that they choose, 1 meter being relatively short, to the object that they choose to drop. A nice aerodynamic ball works great, but oftentimes my students end up grabbing something random from around my classroom. Now all of the errors are actually part of the point for me in this lab. I want to be able to talk about the necessity of repetition and control variables and how we have to discuss error in science. But generally towards the end of the period, I'm left with absolutely no data that could possibly point my students to the fact that the acceleration of gravity is approximately 9.81 meters per second squared near the Earth's surface. Let's now look at that exact same lab using a couple of apps, the Vernier Video Physics app and Graphical Analysis app.
Start out by just taking a video of the motion you want to analyze. I've gone ahead and done that for us, so let's take a look at it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So let's load that now into the Vernier Video Physics app. Simply choose the plus sign or create an experiment. I'm going to choose existing and pick the video that you just saw. Let's make sure that's the right one. Play. That's it, so let's click use. Let's start out by setting our origin and scale. I'm going to pinch to zoom, and I'm going to line up my 0, or the origin, with the very bottom of the ball, because that's where it's all starting from. Now I'm going to use my scale tool to cover a known distance, allowing the software to actually calculate all the different heights being shown in this lab. Just so happens that I have a meter stick placed in this video, and so I'll cover the meter stick with my scale tool, and it says that 384 pixels equals 1 meter. And that's correct there. Let's come apply some points now. Let's scrub all the way through to where the ball is just about to be dropped. Right there, maybe go back a couple of frames. Perfect. Zoom in and simply tap. You'll notice every time that I tap, the ball advances a frame. Great, let's take a look at that video now. That looks good. Let's export that data into the Graphical Analysis app. Maybe take it down to just one graph, and change my y-axis over to just velocity in the y-axis there. Let's turn off the connecting lines, make it just data points, maybe give this graph a title, falling ball. Let's apply best fit line now. Simply touch on the first data point and drag to cover all the data points that you want the best fit line to go through. Maybe give that a title and apply what curve we'd like. This should be linear. Well, that's pretty good. You can see from the data that came up here that just with one trial, one repetition, we found the slope of this line, which should be the acceleration of gravity, to be negative 11.5 approximately, not that far off from the accepted value of 9.81. It's pretty easy to see how you can have students come up with the correct answer and make discoveries through inquiry very quickly.
Video analysis of motion is a powerful tool. One of the reasons I love it so much is it allows my students to collect data outside of the lab. Instead of examining a little cart going down a track, they can take a video of an actual car going down the road. Instead of examining a small ball launched into projectile motion, they can take a video of an actual football being thrown. The Vernier Video Physics app is available for $5 from the Apple App Store, and the Graphical Analysis app is completely free, available both at the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Please feel free to email me with any questions. And I hope that these apps help you not just teach science to your students, but do science with your students.